I think I'm really doing this. In case you missed it, we raised over $2,000 for Save the Children in the first weekend of June over on Twitch. And I had a lot of incentives, one of them being for me to finally sit down and film an ESO challenge that I've had in mind for a few months. So today I'm going to try to level a character from 0 to 50 without leaving the tutorial area. I've run Daphne from the future here to provide some commentary. So first of all, I had about 4 hours to film today. That was my time constraint. I didn't really know at all how long filming leveling would take, but I figured I had to start somewhere. So for the rules for myself, I was allowed to use training gear, current XP scrolls, and specific ambrosias, and I picked a high elf character for the 1% XP bonus. I have some cuts here and there where I'm in settings, inventory, for this slowdown part, because that's just simply very interesting to watch. So what I didn't realize was that assistants don't work on the Isle of Balfiera. So here you can see me kind of panicking, realizing that they don't work. I still had a little bit of hope that maybe they would work later on, but spoiler alert, they do not. So I figured I would keep the tutorial bit where we do our very first fight, slow down to kind of, you know, show you a little bit of the tutorial, even though a lot of you probably have done it already. So yeah, let's have a look. There is a bit in the tutorial where some people get stuck because you try to attack too fast. If that ever happens to you, just log out and log back in, and that should fix it.
Break free. Again, make ready. Prepare yourself. Now back. Now press your advantage with a heavy attack. Interrupt now, before it strikes. Again, hold its attack. When your enemy prepares an attack. Good, now destroy it.
Things. Alright, we leveled up to level 2. That's something. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to speed us through the tutorial because we're cutting 4 hours of content into 22 minutes after all. I know I didn't have to complete the tutorial, but I didn't really know if I could handle having Norianwe around for the full day. So while most of this video will be sped up, I will be slowing down the speed for the moments when I level up, so you can see that moment for every single level that I earned this video. Which is great. Okay. Level 3, let's go. Something that is really funny to me is that listening to the voices go quick and the characters walking so quick, it really reminds me of when you're playing The Sims and you put the speed at 3 times. It really has a very similar sound and feel. And so the leveling began. As I was grinding for levels, I was trying to find someone to help me with mainly my gear. Couldn't use my banker, so I figured I would send someone my gear and they would then return it so I could take it. I cut all the parts of the video where I was standing still to check with people for the mailing process. But I can't do that because I can't access my bank. Alright. At this point, I was kind of trying to find my groove on where to kill the enemies, in which order, what was the perfect way to do it. I did go into the area where the bosses were to check if they would respawn, but unfortunately they did not, so just killing enemies it was. So I ended up kind of running the same circle all the time, because by the time I came back to the same point, the enemy would have respawned and I could kill them over and over and over without having to wait for anything like that. Around the 30-minute mark, I was finally able to send over my gear to Thea, aka Chloe. It did still take a little while before I got my gear returned to me through the mail, so leveling was still slow. I cut all the parts where I was standing still, checking my mail and checking my messages, because obviously that wasn't very interesting. I accidentally killed a squirrel here and I felt really guilty about that. Oops. Before starting this challenge, I crafted a bunch of training gear. I made sure to have about 6 levels between each gear set, and I used the Daedric style simply because that was the most style material that I had. And I am level 6. You can now kind of see me running around, seeing that a lot of enemies aren't there and getting confused. Because I thought, what if they weren't responding or what's going on? And shortly after, it turned out someone else was running around in the tutorial area, just like killing things. So we kind of like, we didn't group up, but we did run around together for a little while. I did want to make sure that they weren't like stuck in the tutorial area. They didn't think that that was it, and they didn't know that they could move on. So I ended up chatting to them a little bit, but it turned out they were just trying out new classes and didn't want to get out of the tutorial area for them. And I'm level 7, let's go. I then also realized that I should really slot some champion point abilities and put my champion points into other things, so that I would be able to kill faster and run faster, which obviously would speed up leveling as well. I also started kind of getting into the habit of just tagging things because, you know, for me, the point was to get the experience from the kill. And the other person was actually trying out class, so they were actually trying out skills. So I didn't really feel like I needed to be killing everything. So even though we weren't grouped, that definitely did speed up the killing as well for me, because I could group everything together and they could fire their abilities and figure it out. I'm level 9, let's go! And this is kind of when I realized my friend had unfortunately left me and I was all alone again. So I had to actually finish the enemies off again. At least the spears will just affect whichever are near. Are we level 10? We're level 10. Okay, let's go. At this point, I was really focusing on getting my skills leveled up, so I was able to fight more enemies and fight them faster. You can really see me spam solar flares, so I can morph it into solar brush, so I have more AoE around me. Level 12, let's go. Pretty cool. Weekly endeavor completed. Well, I guess that says a lot about what I've done here. I've played Stays at Start for 2 hours and 9 minutes. I think it's probably a good idea after 2 hours of continuous leveling to take a break. I'm going to sit here in the corner so that I don't accidentally aggro anything. I'm going to click on Logout. So we're going to log into Stays at Start, level 12. I guess that if I really just like keep pushing, then I might be able to hit level 25. Based on that I'm level 12 now. she milled it. She just returned to sender. Level 13! During all this, I'm kind of still talking as if I'm live or as if my commentary is actually going to be used in this video, which I later on realized would absolutely not be the case. But at some point in the video, I kind of also realized like, oh, even though I'm actually not live, there's no one talking back to me. It felt really therapeutic to just game and talk about whatever is on my mind without having to pay attention to anything. Let's go level 14. That's not bad. I got at least 11.5 within 17 minutes. Because what I could do now is throw this, and then once I get the focused charge, I can throw myself over there. Level 15! Let's go! Okay. At this point, I also realized there were a few skills that could help me move even faster. So the piercing javelin was the one that, you know, would knock enemies to the ground. But as I just said, the focus charge would mean that I could throw myself towards an enemy, which would close the distance much faster. So that's why I started working on that next. So when I hit level 16, I was finally able to change out my gear from level 10 gear to level 16 gear. I was in a bit of an inner debate whether I should keep my level 10 gear, because obviously being in a tutorial area, I could also not repair my gear. But I kind of decided that I made enough gear to be able to not have it break before I hit the next gear level. Level 17. It took me about 3 hours to get to level 17, and I started realizing that that would mean that getting to level 50 would take me at least 10 hours, probably more, maybe even 15 hours, with the leveling slowing down the higher level you get. And I also started realizing that getting to level 20 that day was way too far-fetched, because my neck started hurting, I was getting tired, and my brain started feeling really heavy. Oh, sheesh. Okay, we did that. I think... I think I'm going to call it a day there. I'll first get this video edited. So, played. You can see right here that I have played for 3 hours, 31 minutes and 25 seconds. So I'm going to click on logout so that we are, the counter stops here if you made it to the end. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see me continue Stays at Start, whether that is on stream or on recording, let me know. Let me know if you want me to take on the challenge of getting her to level 50. I ended at level 18 today, which I think is a pretty decent achievement. So once again, this has been done for charity. We raised a heck ton of money for charity for Save the Children. So that's why I finally took on this challenge after putting it off for so long. So take care everyone. Have a good one. Bye.